Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. And so is my shadow. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost. Peekaboo. I see you because that was a long reach, like this video is gonna be. I'm YouTube famous now. Available Christmas 2023, the album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy, in his heated vest. The album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy. AF, rock on go. I'm dreaming of a white chestnuts roasting on a, I don't know whose nuts are roasting on an open fire, but not mine. Fa la 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 la. Joy to the world. Are you guys ready for a little fun today? A little action? Listen, Linda, it is early, okay? It is real early. I was up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it is currently right now 9:41. And I have already filmed a video for my Peter Does Stuff channel. I have already filmed a review video. I already did my prayers and my meditations. I already have my first cup of coffee. This is my second cup of coffee, which I reviewed this cup of coffee because it's a very strangely coffee, okay, over on my review channel today. And had fun doing that, so cheers. This is my new Tervis cup, which I also talked about. It is so windy and so cold out here, okay? It is like 25 degrees in Indianapolis, but listen, Linda, listen. First of all, I need to tell you that this video is sponsored because I don't want to do any, non-disclosed ad sponsorships or affiliate links like Daniel Paytas did in his video. Where he had Thanksgiving with his ex-boyfriend, ex of 3 years ago, still having Thanksgiving with him and his mom. Oh my Lord, oh my God. I don't know about y'all, okay? Listen, I'm glad that they're still good GDs, okay? And they're riding each other's coattails. Well, I mean, Daniel Paytas riding Joey Graceffa's coattails because he ain't got a career without him. But listen, okay, when my ex and I broke up, I am so, I'm happy that we're civil, okay? I don't really need him that close into my life, to be honest with you, okay? I sure don't need to be making every video thumbnail with his picture in it, and I don't need to make every title with my ex's name in it, okay? So let's just put that out there for, but we'll get to that in just a second because I got some things to say about all that. But anyway, I need to make sure that I shout out my sponsor because I don't want to do a non-disclosed sponsorship in this video. So I want to thank the bitter ass cold of Indianapolis, Indiana, and the little snow that's coming here and there, and how windy it is today. I want to thank you for allowing me back on my front porch with my heated vest. Okay, it is effing cold out here today. It is. But listen, Linda, so I have to thank my sponsor, the bitter ass cold of Indianapolis, Indiana, okay? Because I could not sit inside for one more second. I've been making videos inside for the last couple days because it has been so cold outside, and I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I just can't. I have to be out. I have to breathe some fresh air. I need to be on my front porch with my people. Listen, listen, I got Christmas pillows, okay? Now, I know Daniel Paytas and Joey Graceffa make a whole fucking video about their Christmas pillows. Guess what? I would too. Over on my Peter Does Stuff channel, okay? But I wouldn't be making it one of my main channel videos, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, drama of the world, oh my God. I bought Christmas pillow covers with my ex. I pooped on the toilet with my ex. Oh my Lord, I picked out forks with my ex. Oh my Lord, I looked at roadkill with my ex. Oh my God, every video of his is so killing. No, this video is not sponsored, okay? I was making a joke because it's so cold out here in Indianapolis. But no, true story, I couldn't sit inside anymore. I just couldn't, okay? Listen, I need to be shady, okay? And to be shady, I need to be in the shade, okay? From the sun. And to be shady, I need to sit out on this effing front porch, okay? Now, I'm not trying to cuss as much over here, but fuck it. So, anyway, no, but truly I'm not, because people don't sometimes like to swear. So I'm trying to slow down on the swears, and things like that. So we'll just say the F's and things like that. But anyway, so I didn't really know what I was going to make a video about over here today. I had like 3 or 4 things. People keep on asking me to respond to this Jaclyn Hill video and all this kind of stuff. But then, yesterday, I did this video, and I talked a lot about sobriety at the beginning of it, and I got kind of mixed responses on it. Like, some people were like, oh, I'm living for this because I feel like I'm at a meeting. And then other people were like, I realized what I don't like about it because other people were saying they feel like they're at a meeting. That's what I realized I don't like about this video. And I'm like, I don't really know what to tell you, okay? Because here's the deal. Like, hey, I'm not trying to turn nobody off, but it is really important for me to talk about addiction and recovery, okay? It is the thing that I am the most passionate about in my entire life. And it is literally my life force. It is the biggest priority in my life. I would have nothing. And you know, this is where people be like, you're addressing negative comments. It wasn't a negative comment. It was like one person that said something about it. And I just want to say to that one person, listen, prayers and positivity to you. Like, I totally understood what you were saying in your comment. I don't really know how to do something. I'm not going to be snarky about this comment. Like, I took it very seriously when I got the comment because it was deeper than just this comment, right? But like, there were several people also that were like, oh my God, I love your videos because they remind me of meetings. I think that when you've been sober for a certain amount of time, there's a different kind of language that you speak. And also when it like weaves through every part of your life, I wouldn't know how to not talk about it, if that makes sense. Like, you know, when I'm having phone calls with my cousin or just friends of mine that are in sobriety and things like that, like my sober language is woven into that, you know? I've always felt like it was really, really important to share my story on here, just to give hope to one other person out there that might get it sooner or later, you know? And I'm not trying to turn anybody off by that, but I'm also not going to make excuses. You know, I don't want anybody to leave because of that. But at the same time, I don't know how to do anything other than that. Like, that's just who I am today as a person, that I just speak about recovery a lot, and that's really important to me. So I did hear the comments about that. I actually heard a lot of people that were like, I really enjoy you talking about recovery. People usually always say that, right? But to the person, there was a couple people out there that were kind of like, you know, I feel like I'm like, you know, this is kind of what I don't like about your meetings. I'm not saying this. I don't want you to leave my channel, and I just want you to know I'm sending prayers and positivity to you on your journey. And I mean that sincerely. I don't want you to have to leave, but I also don't know that I can change that. So I'm not going to make excuses, and I'm not going to say, oh, I'll change that and I won't do that anymore. When I got on YouTube, one of the most important things for me was to be my most genuine and authentic self, and part of that was about sharing my recovery, and that's something that's important for me to do. And in all honesty, if I could do it more in my videos, I probably would, right? And so, you know, like last night, and I know this is going to feel like a meeting, but I'm going to share this because people want me to talk about this Jacqueline's journeys and Jacqueline Hill, her recovery and things like that. Last night, I went to a meeting with my my best friend, my good Judy Ton Jean, and who has talked about her own sobriety on my channel, so I'm not like, you know, breaking her anonymity or anything like that. But anyway, so our home group is on Tuesday nights, but we wanted to go to a different meeting. So we went to this meeting last night, and this meeting is important to me because there were 4 years that I didn't go to meetings at all. I was really resistant to it. I left going to meetings after my mom passed away. I got into an argument with somebody at a meeting, and I was like, F them people, they don't know me, I don't care about them, I don't want nothing to do with this anymore. But for that 4 years, but for the grace of God, I never picked up, okay? I knew that I was not in a good space. During those 4 years, I had no spiritual foundation, and that could be whatever you find that to be, your connection with the universe, whatever, right? God, whoever you want that to be. I say higher power. But I had no spiritual foundation. I had no emotional sobriety, which is who are you when you put the drink or the drug down? Like, I had no peace of mind or serenity in my life whatsoever, and I just was a very negative. I mean, you can talk about these people get on, you know, their apology videos and go like, you know, I was in a really dark space. I was in the darkest space. I mean, I was in a darker space during those 4 years. My marriage was falling apart. I was unhappy. I was miserable. I didn't feel happy at all. I was grieving the loss of my mom and didn't even realize it internally. I was grieving the loss of other things in my life, and I didn't even realize it. I was so bitter and nasty and miserable, and I was at the lowest I ever could possibly be. Lower than I actually was during when I was using. And I've shared the story on other videos, but I had just a complete breakdown one day. I was in the kitchen in there, and I was making a list, and it was like, do laundry, fold laundry, vacuum the carpet, and I got to like the third or fourth thing, and I just lost it, and I broke down, and I started crying. And I never once during those 4 years said to myself, like, I don't need to be in meetings. Like, people would ask me, and I'd be like, no, and I knew I needed to go. I knew that I needed to have some connection to recovery, and the only connection I had was I was talking to my sponsor like once a week or once a month, and talking to Tanya. She was my life support to recovery, and I was reading things and listening to stuff, but like, I wasn't involved at all. I wasn't doing any step work. I wasn't active at all. And I really missed my people, and I really missed the connection, you know? I mean, I look back now because at that time, Tanya would say things to me like, you have no sobriety in your life and you're going to bars. I don't know how you're not drinking. I'd be like, Tanya, it's really not that hard. I don't know how looking back, I don't know how I wasn't drinking either. You know, and somebody commented on my video the other day and they were talking about somebody else, a celebrity that's sober, and that they said something like their alcohol bone is connected to their weed bone, and their weed bone is connected to their cocaine bone, and their cocaine bone is connected to their PCP bone. And they like put the whole thing in the comment section below. And I love that they put that. I'd heard that before, actually. I have kind of like a personal story with that person, but obviously I can't share that. So anyway, so I love that they say that. I'd heard that before, right? But that's very true. Like, if I were tomorrow, and this is just my personal story, if I were to start smoking pot, then I would probably, like, I know that I would just be off to the races, right? And I would be, like, drinking and whatever, like, before long. There's a lot of things that have come out since I stopped using that I've never used before. You know, it's already like a kid in a candy store, right? So I have to be very careful of that kind of stuff. But, okay, so I called Tanya that day, and I said, will you take me to a meeting? I was sobbing, and she said, I've been praying for 4 years for you to ask me that. So she took me to a meeting that night, and she was like, do you want to go to this meeting that's our home group on Tuesday nights? It was a Tuesday night. It was in January. It'll be like 12 years, I think, 13 years maybe. And I said, no, it will be 12 years, yeah, because it was right after Alex and I got married. And she said, do you want to go to this meeting? I said, hell no, I'm not going to that meeting. Okay, no, I was scared to death to step into my home group, right? So we went to this other meeting, the meeting that we went to last night. And it's usually, actually, there's like probably like 20 people there. But that night that we went, 12 years ago almost, there was like 4 other people. There was 6 people total in this meeting. When I tell you about the saying that there is no greater power than one addict helping another or one alcoholic helping another, like that meeting of 6 people profoundly changed my life just by hearing other people share their stories and where they were at. And there was one other woman in there that I knew that was a friend of mine from years before, that she hadn't been to meetings in years either, and just to have that connection. Well, last night Tanya and I went to this meeting, and it was Tanya and I and 2 guys. It was 4 of us in a meeting. And it was, you would think that the meeting would be over in like 15 or 20 minutes. We stayed the whole hour. We talked. It was fantastic. And to hear from 2 newcomers, their stories, and just really inspired me and motivated me and got me so excited about sobriety all over again. So I don't know how to get on this channel and not talk about it. And I know you guys are like, okay, but Peter, we're here for Trisha Paytas and Shane Dawson, and it's 12 minutes in. And I don't know what to tell you about that. This is who I am. And I can't stop that. And I'm not going to say I'm sorry a million times and apologize and say I'm not going to do that. That's who I am, and I'm very proud of it. And in all honesty, if I wasn't that person, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today with the ability to have a YouTube channel, let alone 7, and the amazing life that I have. So me just sitting here sharing stories about my sobriety or whatever may to some people feel like a meeting, maybe good, maybe bad. It's the reason why I'm able to sit here today. No, not every video do I want to be like that, you know? But if it weaves in naturally into what I'm talking about, then yeah, I'm going to share it because that's who I am. And I think it's important to continue to share those things. I also want to say this to anybody out there that is in active addiction or anything like that, and you don't know where to go next. You know, there's a lot of really great resources. You can look them up online. Don't ever give up hope. You know, and that's one of the reasons why I share my story, is to give people hope that are in active addiction. I mean, I can remember being in active addiction and knowing like I needed to quit and that it was detrimental to my life, but not really knowing what that first step was like. Just because I work a 12-step program doesn't mean that somebody else has to. Find somebody that's doing it a way that will work for you and try it their way. There is a way out of hell. There truly is. So, people have asked me to do that Jaclyn Hill video, and I was going to start by saying, well, that's kind of a deep video, and I didn't really want to do that today, but then I turned this into being a really deep video. So, let's get back to what I wanted to talk about. So, I want to talk about the Trisha Paytas podcast. She's actually getting really good views on that podcast. I looked the other day. She's getting like 430 to 500,000 views a podcast for her. Like, that's really good, right? So congratulations to Trisha on this podcast. I want to talk about a clip that I saw that the Instagram account Spill Some Tea With Me. They tagged me in a lot of stuff, and I really appreciate it. So They keep me on the tee. See, I don't need to watch the Trisha Paytas podcast. I don't need to watch the Colleen Ballinger vlogs. I don't need to watch all that kind of stuff, because Spill Some Tea with Me, they keep me on the know, right? Like, they just take the clips and they tag me in it, and then I watch it, and then I know what's going on. So I was getting ready to kind of like look up some stuff myself online while I was uploading my review video, this coffee, and my Peter Does Stuff video about coffee. I'm really into the coffee thing today, right? It was so funny because we went to this meeting last night. There was like nobody there because these two guys came like right before it started. And so Tanya just kind of like took over, and she's like, "Where's the book to chair the meeting?" And she's like making coffee. She's like, we were laughing so hard. I mean, it was like the first days of recovery, because we're like, she's like, how many scoops do you put? I go, Tanya Jean, you put like 2 or 3. And there was this guy like in the office, and I go, she wants to know how many scoops to put in the coffee pot. And he's like, 1, no more than 1. I go, no more than 1, Tanya Jean. She'd already put like 2 or 3 in them because I told her to. It was decaf coffee anyway. Who likes decaf coffee? Nobody. Nobody likes decaf. Tanya Jean likes decaf coffee. I'm like, girl, don't get real lit on that decaf coffee. We were laughing so hard making this coffee last night. Oh my God. You want to talk about fun and sobriety? We are not a glum lot, right? Like, we have so much fun. I mean, we were laughing so hard in the car we about peed ourselves on the way home last night. So anyway, I'm so grateful for those moments, you know, that I never thought I would ever have once I got sober. I thought my life would just be miserable and go downhill. So anyway, I was looking up some stuff online while I was uploading these videos, and this damn video kept on getting recommended to me. I sort of got like, I went on like 3 channels of mine, and every time I went on a new channel, Peter Does Stuff, my review channel, and my drama channel, each time this video got recommended to me. And it was Daniel Prada having Thanksgiving dinner with his ex, okay? Now, ponder me this question, Daniel Prada. Daniel Prada has 340, 50,000, 55, I think, thousand subscribers, okay? Now, this video done been up for 3 days, and he has getting less views on it than I get on my channel, okay? My videos are not recommended to nobody. His video is recommended across the board. Daniel Prada, I don't know who he is effing over at YouTube, okay? But it's not his ex, apparently. It's not his ex, apparently, but he's doing all the videos with his ex. Oh, my Lord. Listen. Listen. There are some things. Listen, you think I am unedited now? If I were truly unedited, there are some things that you would, okay. I ain't even gonna get into that. I cannot get into the sex life of all these people out there, okay? But I have questions. That's all I have to say. I don't care, but I got questions on how all that works out there, okay? So anyway, woo, Peter just cut it. I'm like sitting here, I'm like, why is this video, this stupid ass video of Daniel Prada having Thanksgiving? I don't care about Daniel Prada. I don't care about Joey Graceffa and his grown out long hairdo. I don't care about him, okay? I don't care about how many lesbians he can pick out in a row. I don't care about how many secret drag queens or how many gay men on his gaydar he can pick out, okay? Joey Graceffa has completely changed his channel into a Maury Povich 2.0, DNA testing, let's pick the lesbian and the gay guy out of the line, how good is your gaydar, okay? And it is so offensive, and it is so, to me, like, I watch a lot of these, like, old talk shows from, like, the 80s, like Geraldo and Sally Jesse Raphael and, you know, Jenny Jones and all these kind of shows. I watch a lot of these shows, and they have, like, a lot of, like, trans people on there. The language and the offensiveness and the jokes that they made towards trans people in the 80s, that it makes me so sad, because, like, I'm watching it, and, like, a lot of these people, like, I knew later, right? Like, from going out and, like, going to a lot of, like, drag shows and things like that. I knew a lot of them, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this, and they're, like, literally, like, these hosts are making jokes at them, but, like, you know, of, like, and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, and they're, like, have no other option than just to kind of take it, right, on this national stage. And I'm just like, it makes me so sad, the ignorance that we had back then, right? And I look at Joey Graceffa's channel today of what he's doing, and it very much hints to me of that, right? Like, it very much hints to me when you are using words like gaydar and pick the lesbian out of the line and all this kind of stuff. It's like, based on stereotypes, based on this. I mean, are you furthering the stigma within your own LGBTQIA plus community, but you consider yourself a role model? Like, I'm so confused by this. It sends it's just such a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I cannot stand it. And it's all for a view. Like, that's what kills me, right? Like, you won't come out and talk about Colleen Ballinger, okay? You openly support James Charles. So you openly support two predators, even though you stopped following Colleen Ballinger. That don't mean shit to me, okay? So you still openly follow two predators, all right? Now you are on your channel and you are doing really offensive stuff towards the LGBTQ. You're using the LGBTQIA plus community to further views and make more money on your own channel, and it's offensive, okay? Like, it's not about telling your story. It's not about sharing your story. It's not about sharing your story of what it was like to be a gay couple that's going through a breakup. It's not about sharing your story of what it's like to be gay and how difficult it is to date and things like that. It's not any of that kind of stuff, right? It's like, pick the lesbian out of the line, let's use JoJo Siwa, who, by the way, is also a Colleen Ballinger defender, right? And nobody has issues with Joey Graceffa. Like, I think Joey Graceffa is hugely problematic. You know who doesn't think Joey Graceffa is hugely problematic? Daniel Prada. Because Daniel Prada uses him for a title for every single fucking video that he does. Excuse me. 25 cents for the cuss jar. Boost! Daniel Prada is so boring to me. And so I'm like, okay, now I'm going to watch this video, right? Like, I want to see... Because he does these vlogs, and then he takes like 2 minutes of the vlog, and he calls his video that, right? Like, my apology to Colleen Ballinger. That's not what it was called. But it was 6 minutes of like a 25-minute vlog, and he slipped it in at the very end, and whatever, and then called it like Deep Conversation or something like that, right? So at least when you come over to my channel and it says Deep Conversation, y'all know you're getting Deep Conversation, okay? So... And when people say to me, like, oh my God, you say this is so serious and stuff. This is serious. I had serious things to say. We talked about serious stuff. Okay? When you watch a Daniel Prada video that's called This Is So Serious, you might get 32 seconds about something serious. Okay? I don't know what that serious might be. It might be something about, I don't know, hemorrhoids or something, okay? Yes, hemorrhoids are serious. I don't wish them on nobody. But I don't need to hear about it for 32 seconds in a video and then call it This Is Serious, okay? Clickbait. People want to say, you call clickbait all the time, but you do clickbait. Really? Really, I do. I'll call a video something like, Toddy's going to court and Toddy's going to court, okay? Or I'll call it about something about, like, the truth about Colleen Ballinger, and it's the truth about Colleen Ballinger. People get upset about that, right? But all these people pick 2 seconds out of a video, and that's what they call the whole video. No, that's why y'all don't get them views on more, okay? Because people come for you to talk about addressing my most answered questions. And the most asked question of Daniel Prada is about Colleen Ballinger, and you address it 20 videos later after girling your fans in your comment section, and then you come out with it at 6 minutes at the end of a video, and it's bullshit. And you say you're going to do better, and yet you're still showing up to James Charles launches, okay? So you aren't a do-better. You are a do-gooder is what you are. And a do-gooder is somebody that wants to just like try to make it look the world like I'm doing, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. That reminds me of that. Did you ever watch that show, Kath and Kim, back in the day? Look at me, look at me. Listen, I have to tell you, there are not a lot of people in this world that just like, I like look at them and I just go, ew. Like Daniel Prada is one of those people to me. Like I just like, it's just like to even hear him talk is like nails on the chalkboard to me. It's just like, and there was like, back in the day, there were redeemable qualities about him. Like I used to think like he seemed like a nice guy. Like I liked his kind of like aesthetic of like, I don't even know that I buy all that shit, okay? I don't even know that I buy that he loves like being in the mountains with his dog. I think that's all bullshit is what it is. I think he wants to be the mountain gay is what he is. Look at me, I'm the outdoorsy gay. I don't think he is that personal. Give me a break, okay? So I'm watching this video and I'm like, where is he having, I'm thinking it's going to be this big Thanksgiving dinner with Joey Graceffa. I'm like, where is he getting to this Thanksgiving dinner with Joey Graceffa? Which, by the way, is Joey, Daniel's mom, and Daniel, okay? Now, listen, I looked it up. They've been broken up since July of 2020, all right? It is now November of 2023. Now, I am so happy that my two prior exes, that we are on civil terms, okay? That if I see them out, I'm like, hey, it's so good to see you, give them a hug. My husband says hi to them, my husband knows them, things like that, right? I got no bones to pick with them, okay? The last time that I talked to my ex was when our joint friend passed away, okay? I don't have a reason to be checking in with them all the time. Listen, I understand people that can be friends. Even my friends of mine, or even friends of mine that are friends with their exes, do not talk to them on a regular basis, okay? You know, they might call them up in the phone and be like, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? Or, you know, if they have, like, kids together and they were married for 20 years, they might, like, you know, come over and stay with them sometimes. Like, that's even weird to me. But this constant, like, going out to dinners, going to each other's parties, doing this, hooking my ex up with a boyfriend, redoing their bedroom where they're going to screw people and stuff like that is some weirdness to me, okay? This is where it is total validation for me when I was told, okay, by several people that their relationship was fake. And now I totally believe it, because no real relationship where you had love and feelings for people would continue to exist where you're doing things like this on a regular basis. Or if you do, you still have feelings for these people. Joey and Daniel are not dating anybody. If they still have feelings for each other, why are they not trying to work it out and get back together? You know, they just broke up because they fell out of love with each other. I went back and watched that video. Go back and watch it, okay? But it doesn't seem that way. It seems like there's still a couple that's constantly doing... Their videos together today are really no different than their videos that they did 5 years ago. Go back and watch me and tell me different, okay? Fake. It's all fake. It was all smoke and mirrors. You know? So I'm watching this video and I'm like, okay, where are we getting to the Thanksgiving part? Like, because you didn't want to have this whole video about Thanksgiving with your ex, you know? So I get to it and it's him about his favorite nail polish and going to see Mariah Carey at the Hollywood Bowl and all this kind of stuff. Then it's like this whole part about this bag that he's putting together, or this gift that he's given for his mom. Okay, Jenna Lyons on The Real Housewives in New York, she got called out for giving the other castmates, all this kind of shit that she, like, got free, like, PR and things that were marketed to her, and she was, like, constantly trying to shout out these brands. She got a lot of crap for that, right? Well, that's all Daniel Paytas doing. Daniel Paytas is, like, gifting his mother this bag of everything in the world that he has got an affiliate link code to, or that he was PR gift. That's all it is, okay? And it's literally, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, this part is longer than your... The title of the video is Thanksgiving with My Ex, right? Because you know that people want to see you and Joey together. Because people that love you because of Daniel. They don't love you because of... Like, that to me is kind of so sad, in all honesty, that the majority of Daniel Paytas' audience out there do not care about Daniel Paytas. They care about Daniel Paytas with Joey Graceffa. And Daniel Paytas knows that. Because if Daniel Paytas is not with Joey Graceffa, who the fuck is he, right? Who is he? So that's why he constantly has to put these, having me and Joey's dogs having new babies, and doing my ex's bedroom, redoing my ex's house, having a turkey dinner with my ex. I mean, constantly, because he knows, go look at his videos I have, he don't pull no views unless Joey's in those views. And now, he ain't even pulling views with Joey in those videos, because Joey ain't pulling videos anymore, okay, or views anymore. You know? So anyway, I go in there and I look, and he does this whole part in there about this bag that he's getting for his mom. And the bag, this is where I talk about favors within the community. The bag is from Laura Lee's brand. And then he goes in there and he puts up this thing across there and he says, by the way, if you want to go over there and buy anything, here's my link. It's code Danny. Who's calling Daniel Paytas Danny? Okay, first of all, you ain't no Danny. Who's calling you Danny? These are like the people that are like, oh, like, this is what, like, kills me so much, is when you see online people are like, oh, daddy, zaddy, and I'm like, I would never be calling this person daddy in a million years, okay? I've seen some daddies in my life, trust me, okay? I would not be called, I was looking at somebody's video the other day, and they were like, oh, you are daddy, daddy. I'm like, he is. Power bottom, maybe. I don't know about daddy, but listen, okay, that's a whole other video. But I was like, who are they calling daddy? Who's your daddy? Back in okay, so in Indianapolis, if you're from Indiana, we're called Hoosiers. And so when you go to, like, Gay Pride Day and stuff like that, they have all these t-shirts that say, like, Hoosier, daddy, get it? Like, anyway. But that kills me, okay? Like, listen, I ain't claiming to be nobody's daddy, okay? So don't be coming over here and being like, oh, you're saying you're... Listen, okay? I know a daddy when I see one, trust. I might look like one until I open my mouth, okay? But, like, let's just get it for real, okay? So, and I definitely know I ain't no zaddy, okay? I don't even know what a zaddy is. Just like I didn't know what one of them tots was, or thoughts, or whatever, and I had to look it up. What is a thought? That hoe over there. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. That's when Nikita Dragon kept on referring to herself that way. I was like, what the hell is a thought? And I had to look it up. That's when you know you're old, okay? So anyway, I'm looking at this, and Daniel Prada, I can't get them apart. Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prada are basically the same person, right? Daniel Prada, right in the middle of this video that he is trying to get views on so hard because he throws up Joey Graceffa in it, he throws up his code that he's making money off of for Laura Lee's store, okay? Which he links below and doesn't disclose. There is further proof of somebody not disclosing with your link for Laura Lee's store, okay? So Laura Lee and you could be fined for not disclosing that affiliate link, right? But we should trust y'all because you are honest. You're a bunch of bullshit artists is what you are. So anyway, I'm over that. So then I go in and I'm looking at this Trisha Paytas stuff, right? And I get linked to all this kind of stuff. Is my video about to stop? Oh, in about a half a second. Let's just stop it now. I say in about half a second. I meant about half a minute. Okay. So I got tagged by, what's this? Teacher, I got a question. I gotta go number 2. No, I don't. No, you never say number 2. Did any of you, when you were in school, true story? I know this is probably the thing that will get the most comments on my video. When you were in school and your teacher would say, you'd say, teacher, can I go to the bathroom? And she'd say number 1 or number 2. Do you remember that? Are they even allowed to do that in school today? Back when I was growing up, they'd say number 1 or number 2. And I never thought there was anything weird about that for years and years and years, right? But I'd never say number 2. Who would say number 2? Did you ever poop at school? I never pooped at school. No, I always pooped at home. But anyway, it's probably why I got all these kind of traumatic issues today, right? Because I couldn't poop at the school. But I mean, who knew that you would? And why did school bathroom stalls never have doors on them? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that about? But then, you know, like, you'd always go like number 1, and the teacher would be like, are you sure? I'm like, what is going on? And then like years later, you know, I'm like 30 and I'm watching some comedian, and the comedian's like, do you ever wonder why your teacher needed to know if you were going number 1 or number 2? And I was like, it's like that, you know, the Scooby-Doo here. And I was like, why did she need to know that? And not just her, but all of them. Why do they all need to know if we were pooping on a toilet when we were 6 years old? What kind of, you would talk about some weirdness of the world. Why, was that something that teachers were trained in back in the day? You gotta ask your student. And then why was the bathroom pass, you know, always like this piece of wood that was 4 feet long with like a string around it that would hang on the doorknob? I mean, she said, take the bathroom pass. And then you think about that in retrospect, right? And the teacher would say as you were walking out the door, don't forget to wash your hands, right? But you're carrying this big piece of wood that probably everybody in the 4th grade's pissed on, right? And then you're carrying it down the hallway, and then you're washing your hands, and you're carrying this piece of pissed on wood back. What? It's so weird, isn't it? Like, when you think about all that in retrospect, elementary school's just fucked up, kind of, isn't it? Like, real weird stuff. Like, sitting in circles and walking in lines. Like, what is that? I think truly elementary school is a cult. I do. I so do. But listen, in 4th grade, Mrs. Hop, she read us Help I'm a Prisoner in the library, and we all drank hot chocolate after lunch. It was my favorite. That was like the only good memory that I have from school. But anyway, enough about elementary school. So here's some, spill some tea with me. She put up over here, hold on a second, let me get to it. She done tagged me here not too long ago. Where did she tag me? Okay, hold on a second. Oh, she active an hour ago. So she tagged me. She's so sweet to tag me. And the thing that she tagged me on was 2 things. First of all, the first thing, no. The first thing was Trisha gets candid about, okay, no, that's Casey Neistat thing. But okay, the next thing is Trisha gets, why does it keep on pulling this up? Shane and Trisha Reconciliation, okay? So I watched this thing. First of all, I will say right now, Trisha Paytas with her haircut right now, it's her natural hair, I think. I don't think it's a wig. She looks absolutely beautiful in this picture, in this thing, right? So here's the thing, because people will be like, well, Peter, you didn't watch 4 podcasts ago when at the 32-minute and 42-second mark, she said in 3 seconds that she was sorry to the DID community. No, I don't watch Trisha Paytas' podcast. I don't really care to watch Trisha Paytas' podcast. I watch Trisha Paytas' podcast, parts of them, if people send them to me and say, you need to watch this or you need to cover this, right? That's when I'll watch it. The ship has kind of sailed with me for Trisha Paytas, in all honesty. I wish her the best. I think that she is doing a pretty good job of staying out of drama these days. I think there are things that she could do better, but I think she's doing a good job compared to Trisha Paytas of, let's say, 4 or 5 years ago. She's doing a pretty good job of staying out of drama, right? The thing is this, and every time I say this, like, okay, you know, I said the other day, the first rule of drama, is on YouTube is you can't talk about Rosanna Pansino. It used to be Jeffree Star. Well, the first rule of talking about Trisha Paytas is on YouTube is that you don't, like, you're either going to get the super fans or the super haters. So it's like there's not really anybody rational to talk to about Trisha Paytas out there anymore, because the super fans can see that she does, they're like, I can't see that she does anything wrong. What has Trisha Paytas ever done wrong? Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, so just for... get this through, okay? Trisha Paytas has offended multiple communities. I know, but she took acknowledgement of it. Now, and she's offended multiple communities, multiple people, lied hundreds of thousands of times, probably. I'm not even exaggerating. She exaggerates, but let's just say hundreds of times. She's lied hundreds of times about very, very serious topics, okay? That has hurt many, many people about her lies, okay? And said very hurtful things about people. Now, she has apologized to about 4 of them. Okay, and she has taken some accountability. I said in a video a while ago, I said, because people were like, she came out and made full apology, full accountability. And I said, that must have been a video that I missed, okay? If Trisha Paytas has made a video where she takes full accountability for all of her actions and reads them down off of a list, like I have done in a video, and she takes full accountability and makes full apologies for everything she has done in her past and addresses them, reads it, what it is, addresses it, and apologizes for it, that must have been a video that I missed, okay? I said, please send me that video, and I will respond to it, and I will make a full apology to Trisha Paytas on video. I have not been sent that video. What I have been sent was, Peter, Trisha Paytas, she mentioned it in this video at the 29-minute mark and 32-second mark. You have to watch Trisha very closely. You have to watch every video of Trisha Paytas, okay? Trisha Paytas has hurt so many people, I shouldn't have to hunt for an apology from Trisha Paytas, okay? Trisha Paytas wants to get in a video, and I did watch some of this podcast because it was sent to me, and I was tagged in it, so I watched some of it. Trisha Paytas talks so much, okay? And I've caught it in about every video or every podcast she's done about what a changed person she is because she's a mother. Now, I have to say, I have witnessed through the years many friends of mine that have changed greatly because they're mothers. Some of them for the better, and some of them not. But do I believe that Trisha Paytas can change naturally because she's a mother? Yes. The thing is, you don't just come out and say one day, I'm a changed person. There's work that you have to do. People had the nerve and the audacity to send to me that Dr. Drew podcast that she did, and they said this is where she takes full accountability. Where in that podcast did she? I saw a very awkward situation, okay, with a professional as a guest on a podcast telling Trisha Paytas what she needed to do, and Trisha was like, I mean, she couldn't even do it with a professional telling her what to do, okay? Trisha Paytas, as grand of a liar that she is, she couldn't even say the things that he was asking her to say, okay, to make amends for the communities that she hurt. It had to be pulled out of her, right? So, for me, in all honesty, until Trisha Paytas can get out in a dedicated video, she can dedicate a lot of things to video, make a lot of money off a lot of things, right? When she wants to get in a video, a podcast on a regular basis and claim what a changed person she is, she can do a dedicated video because she has made many dedicated videos that are dedicated to hurting this person or hurting that community or yelling and screaming. So for her to get in a video and say to me, to say to her audience, I'm not that person today. I can't believe I used to cry in video. I can't believe I used to do this. I can't believe I used to say, okay, maybe that demonstrates that you are not that person today, but that doesn't excuse what you did, and it's not about taking accountability. There is a time and a place that you have to own the actions of your past, okay? You don't just get to be a shit person, a changed person, and never take accountability for the middle of it, okay? And for me, it's not enough. The ship has sailed for me with Trisha Paytas. I don't hate the girl. I wish her all the best. I'm bored of her, okay? I don't really care that much about Trisha Paytas. Not to mention, her fans have caused me so much hell in my life that if Trisha Paytas were really a changed person, and I know I am not the only person that has suffered at the hand of Trisha Paytas' fans, if she were such a changed person, she wouldn't continue to be putting shit out there about me like she did in one of her podcasts with Oscar. She wouldn't continue to rile up her fans that hated me, that have been intrusive to my life. She has never made an apology to me for things that she has said in her videos online publicly. So when she wants to sit there and say that she's apologized and she made up to her she's never apologized to me publicly, and she said multiple shit things about me publicly. I've only shared the truth about Trisha Paytas, okay? She said I brought evil into her home. She has never apologized to that publicly. Privately, she has, but never publicly. So when her fans come for me, they say that to me, okay? I never heard her publicly apologize for that. Never. But like I said, I will publicly apologize to Trisha Paytas when you show me that video where she has taken accountability for every action in her life. When she wants to come out and say that she is such a changed person, that she forgets what she's done. Because I always get in trouble because I say that I forget what I did, and I don't really forget what I did. Oh, so you just lied again. So you didn't, because she says in there, talking about the Jeffree Star thing, she didn't really forget what it was about Jeffree Star. She just wants to forget what it was. But you came out and you said you forgot. So there's another lie, Trisha. So you haven't changed. So you're continuing to lie. You proved it in this podcast, okay? You're a liar. You continue to lie, but you're a changed person. Okay, this is why you cannot come out. The reason why Trisha Paytas will not do a dedicated video apologizing and making amends for these things is because she knows at some point she will probably fall back into this. She will probably start lying again. She will probably start hurting other people again. Okay, I hope she does that. I hope she truly is a changed person, right? But she knows that that one video where she comes out and makes amends to people and takes responsibility for the communities and the people that she's hurt, she will be held to that standard and people will constantly be throwing that video up in her face. That's why she won't do it, number one. Number two, because she don't think she did anything wrong. Okay? She has no problem getting in videos. This is what her fans forget. She has said in multiple interviews, I was trolling. I knew I was trolling. I knew what I was doing. It was for views. I was trolling. It was fun. She was offensive for fun. She was degrading for fun. She put people down for fun. She was cruel for fun. That was all for trolling. So why would she take accountability for something that she deliberately knew that she was doing by trolling to get views and to make money? She doesn't think there's anything wrong with that, right? So until she can get in a video and she can say, purposefully dedicated and committed in one video, what I did was wrong. I shouldn't have been trolling. These are the communities I hurt. These are the people that I hurt. Not here in a TikTok, not there at 2 seconds in a video, not there, but in a dedicated video to all the people that she hurt. Then I will believe that she is a changed person, and based on the actions that follow that for the next 2 to 3 years, okay? But the ship has sailed with me with Trisha Paytas. I don't really care that deep anymore. I hope she's a changed person. I'll tell you who I hope for the most is for her daughter, okay? I really do. And for a child to come. Because that's who I really hope that Trisha Paytas is changed for. And I hope for her. I really do, you know? I think there's a part of me that will always hope that Trisha changes and becomes a better person. Because when you grow and you change and you become a better person, you enjoy your life more. Okay, so Trisha Paytas goes in this thing and she's talking about, Oscar says something about, ooh, Reconciliation. He's another one that are nails on the chalkboard for me. And maybe it's because he came from drama channels and wanted to call us all bullies and misogynists when they're basically a drama channel coming for people on their channel. Oscar, do you not realize you're on a drama channel as a co-host? Girl, you ain't even the main host, okay? You're a co-host on a drama channel, girl. Okay, I mean, girl, pull it together. Y'all are a drama channel. I don't know what to tell you. You're talking about YouTuber drama, okay? You're a drama channel, okay? Calling out other drama channels, girl. It's like me back in the day with Karina Kabim. You ain't no better than that. Trisha, that's how you found me. Remember when I was calling out Karina Kabim, you used to think that was so funny. You're the same person now, girl, calling out other drama channels. Okay. So he's like, ooh, is there a Shane Dawson reconciliation? And it's interesting because all these people are like getting off this that she's saying that she's going to reconcile with Shane Dawson. She never once says that she's going to reconcile with Shane Dawson. She's like, I don't know, like maybe, like we're both going to be parents. Like I still see us all like when we're in high school. First of all, you never were in high school when you met. You were grown adults, okay? Y'all were over the age of 18 when you met and became friends. So I don't know why you have this image that y'all are still young and in high school, first of all. Okay, that's weird. Listen, I couldn't wait to get out of high school. When I was 18 to 20, I was living my good 30-year-old life, okay, even though I wasn't, okay? So the fact that you think of you and Shane and Drew Monson and all these people like you're still 16-year-old shows the emotional development that you still have to this day, okay? And first of all, I am not convinced that Shane and Ryland having these kids is going to change them or mature them, okay? I do not believe that parenthood changes somebody so deeply. I think it's the work that you do internally. Do I think it's a start for some people? Yes, because I think they realize I got these children I got to take care of now, and life has gotten very real and very serious, and I need to step it up. But am I convinced that when those two kids come, that Shane Dawson is going to stop with the penis and vagina jokes like he's 12 years old? No, I'm not convinced of that at all. We'll see, I guess. I hope so. I hope for the kids, and I hope for Ryland, because Ryland seems tired of it. Ryland, if y'all don't watch closely, he is like, looks like, I mean, this is where, for me, It's speculative about that. Like, it's interesting to me, right? Because I'm like that humor to me is not cute. You know, like that constant, it's not even like adult kind of sexual humor. It's not cute. It's like stuff that a 10-year-old would say. It's corny. It's cheesy and it's inappropriate. So I don't know. And Rylan seems real over it. So she's going on here and she's like, you know, Shane and I would gossip about people back in the day, and she says this thing about, like, well, there's not going to be any reconciliation from Shane Dawson and Trisha Paytas, first of all, okay? Do I think they might meet up and have their kids meet each other and stuff like that? Maybe. Do I think it might be some fakety thing? Maybe. I think Shane Dawson has moved on. I think Shane Dawson, for like the last 2 years of his life, didn't want to be friends with Trisha Paytas anymore. That's why he was talking so much shit behind her back, not just to me, but to other people, and I know that for a fact. You know, he said to me such horrible things about Trisha Paytas when I met him. You know, called her a pathological liar, said she never tells the truth, said you never can trust Trisha Paytas. And he was, like, good friends with her at the time. That's when Trisha Paytas I would call her and she'd say, oh, I'm going over for Shane's and stuff like that, right? He was saying such horrible shit about her. Well, what I found out in retrospect, I found out just recently that he wasn't just talking to one person shitty about me. He was talking to multiple people shitty about me, okay? Paige Christie came out and talked about that in a live stream she did. So he was talking about shit about me. He was talking shit about Trisha Paytas while Trisha Paytas was coming over her house thinking that she was his best friend. So Trisha's like, you know, like, we would gossip about people. We would talk about other YouTubers, but we never talked about other people. But then she said something about, I found out he was talking about me. Yeah, girl, he was. He was talking mad shit about you. But you know what I realized in this moment? I was thinking back about my conversations with Trisha Paytas. And I think this was why I was so surprised with the disintegration of their friendship over the whole Hair by Jay and Jeffree Star thing. Trisha never once, ever to me, and I will say, Trisha talks shit about people, okay? Trisha gossiped about people. Trisha told me things about people, a lot of which I have never shared to this day. Trisha shared a lot of things with me about people. She shared things with me about Joey Graceffa. She shared things with me about Tyler Oakley. She shared things with me about Grace Helbig. She shared things with me about Shane Dawson, but not a lot. She shared things with me about Drew Monson. But Trisha never once said one negative thing, ever, about Shane Dawson. Never once said one bad thing. I think that's why I was so surprised when he just talked such blatant shit about her, you know? And so I'm watching this podcast today, and I was kind of like, you know, there's a lot of things I don't agree with that Trisha has done through the years, right? But I think there becomes a point. Y'all remember the Hills back in the day? Heidi Montag and LC. Do you remember when Heidi says, I hope that you can forgive me? At the very end of that season, and Elsie looks at her and she goes, I can forgive you, but now I want to forget you. Trisha Paytas, I know you have not taken a lot of my advice through the years, okay? But I'm going to tell you one thing. I am not convinced that you are a changed person, but I do believe that you are capable of changing and growing. I think that you are on the road. I just wish for your audience, for you, so you could put it behind you, you could come out and take full accountability for your actions. I think you're already showing growth, okay? I wish you could come out and take full accountability for all your actions in one video. I think it would be very well received. I think you're already doing a lot of work. You're staying out of the drama. I think it would be well received, okay? You never take much of my advice, and I understand that, right? Girl, you in danger, girl. Don't be reconciling with Shane Dawson, okay? Shane Dawson didn't have your back long before you were not friends with him anymore. He was talking shit about you, to me, to other people, long before that, okay? So don't go back to that. You never talk shit about Shane. You always had Shane's back, okay? You always cared about Shane as a friend. Shane, I don't think Shane was ever a friend of yours. I don't think he was ever a friend of Andrew's. I don't think he was ever a friend of Drew Monson's. I don't think he was ever a friend of Tina Mojo's. I don't think he was ever a friend of none of them people, okay? Gabby Hanna, none of them. Because I've heard from a lot of people behind the scenes, you, Gabby Hanna, a lot of people, how Shane Dawson is behind the scenes, and he is not a very nice person. I don't know how Shane Dawson kept up the act as long as he did for being able to continue to be friends with all these people. But does it surprise me that he continues to say that his best friend is Jeffree Star when I think that Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson are probably two of the shittiest people that have ever been exposed to YouTube? No, it doesn't really surprise me a lot. Not at all. No, because I just think that they're truly nasty people. So, you know, it's weird that I'm sitting on video at the end of 2023 and I'm thinking like, okay, I think that Trisha Paytas might have some redemption. I know there's so people out there, it's like, you can't say anything about Trisha, right? And like, I came for her in my video and said she needs to take accountability. I stand by that. I think she does. But she's shown for a while that she's staying out of drama. She's not really doing a whole lot and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I think she could lose that co-host because I think... But anyway, I mean, he's got an Emmy, right? So do 154 of his co-workers. But anyway, I mean, it's whatever. But, you know, the thing is, at first I thought he was really good for her. And now, like, whenever I see him, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, Trisha, she should have just done a podcast. She could have just talked to a wall and she would have been fine. I'm hoping for Trisha. But I think that Trisha needs to come out and she needs to do that video. I mean, girl, it's AdSense month. You know that. Come out and do the video. Sit down. Do an hour-long video. Taking full accountability. Listen, do a video and say, send me a list of everything I need to take accountability for, of everything that I need to write about, and address it in one long video, girl. And things that you don't feel like you did wrong, get in the video and say, I don't think I did anything wrong, but address it. Don't act like it never happened. Just address it. Girl, that video would get major views, and I think it would be putting a nail in the coffin of your past, you know, and you'd be able to move on. People couldn't say you didn't do that video. At least I couldn't. Because I'm still waiting for that video to be, you know, sent to me. I'd be happy if you did that video. I would get full-on video. Well, I guess it would depend on how you did it. But if you took some accountability for things, I'd be like, okay, I'm impressed. Like, this is a move in the right direction. I want that for people. I want that for everybody, you know? I'm not convinced about it by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. I've not witnessed to this day a lot of growth from them, you know? Jeffree Star, who's almost 40 years old, is still up to the same old antics and games that he was up to 4 or 5, 6 years ago when he was trying to push pallets. He's still doing those things, talking about James Charles on TikTok. Girl, James Charles ain't even worried about you, okay? Like, listen, I know, I'm if you wanted to, this is the thing, okay? Jeffree Star says he has factual evidence that could change people's mind on James Charles and hints it out. Girl, quit hinting it out to sell a pallet, okay? I come on my channel and I talk about James Charles because I think that James Charles needs to be held accountable, okay? I am not clear as to why James Charles is still have a platform today and still has the following that he does. If you have factual evidence that you are holding on to, okay, that is allowing him to further hurt people down in the road. When people want to blame Toddy Westbrook for giving him an out by never coming out and addressing things further and giving him that second, or giving him the video where she said, oh, James Charles, what a bit. Girl, you're just doing the same thing. Come out and tell your truth. Not to sell a pallet because it's the right fucking thing to do. Then maybe I'll start seeing you different, okay? But until then, you shouting James Charles out from the mountaintops, okay, and saying all this kind of stuff in a TikTok to sell some pallets because your Scorpio pallet finally sold out. Girl, you used to sell a pallet out in an hour, okay? Now it doesn't take you 3 weeks to sell a pallet out. Girl, Macy's clearance is faster than that. You ain't nobody today, girl. You a TikToker. You a TikToker, girl. A TikTok liver is what you are. Oh, my Lord, you can't make this stuff up. The Lonely Doll all day long. He should call his TikTok the Lonely Doll, you know? But anyway, so I don't think that there's a Trisha Paytas, Shane Dawson reconciliation happening anytime soon. Number one, because I don't think that he wants it. Number two, I don't think she really wants it. I think Trisha, I think she sees it for what it is. And I think, do I think they might meet up and take a picture with their kids or something like that? Or she might send him something, you know, congratulate him on having kids? Yes. But do I think that friendship will ever go back to what it was again? No. I think they've both grown out of that. I do think that Trisha today is a mother and things like that and whatever. So, yeah. So, anyway, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. I got to go get ready for Cousin Fun Day. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.